If you're a parent of a child with autism, you've likely heard it all before. It's just genetic. There's nothing you can do. Stick with therapy and hope for the best. You've tried everything from traditional therapies to natural approaches, yet your child still struggles. But what if the root cause of autism doesn't actually start in the brain, but rather in the body, ultimately impacting brain function? What if the missing piece has been hiding in plain sight all along, locked within your child's nervous system? The reality is autism rates have surged to 1 in 36 children, with boys being affected at even higher rates. Yet conventional approaches continue to fall short in providing the answers and the solutions families so desperately need. And while alternative biomedical approaches offer hope, they don't always deliver lasting results either. Many families we meet have not only exhausted traditional therapies and medical treatments, but have also tried nearly every diet modification, detox protocol, supplement regimen, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, ozone treatment, neurofeedback, primitive reflex integration, and more, only to see minimal progress. Now, one of the most common patterns we see in practice today is that while adopting a healthier anti-inflammatory diet and lifestyle, it can make a noticeable difference, helping to add some calm. Many children with autism continue to struggle. That's because for the majority of these kids, the root causes run even deeper than gut health, the microbiome, and inflammation. For most children with autism, the real foundational issue is something often overlooked, yet hidden in plain sight: nervous system stress, dysfunction, and imbalance, also known as dysautonomia. So in this video, we're diving into a groundbreaking understanding of autism that was developed back in 2008. Over the last 15 plus years, this approach has helped tens of thousands of families find real healing through a transformative nervous system focused care approach and a specialized form of chiropractic care. So get ready. We're about to take a deep dive into the real root causes of autism and share essential healing and recovery strategies that you won't hear about anywhere else. So for years, traditional medicine has framed autism as primarily genetic, only recently acknowledging that environmental influences may also play a role. However, these discussions often stop short of exploring what these influences actually are. So simply stating that environmental factors contribute to autism without diving into specifics leaves parents with more questions than answers, especially as autism rates continue to rise at unprecedented rates far beyond what genetics alone can explain. Now, the truth is, environmental factors and early life events play a much larger role in autism than most parents have been led to believe. These factors can include everything from birth interventions and early medical stressors to gut health imbalances and immune system dysregulation. Autism doesn't just affect the brain, it impacts the entire body, influencing motor planning, immune function, digestion, sensory processing, and more. So understanding these broader connections is crucial for families searching for real solutions. Yet this critical information is often overlooked in conventional medical approaches. Parents deserve to know the full picture, because when we shift our focus beyond just the brain and we start looking at the whole body, we open the door to real healing and progress. When it comes to autism, there's a powerful yet often overlooked concept called the perfect storm. So this is a series of early life stressors that set the stage for nervous system dysfunction, dysregulation, and ultimately developmental challenges. These stressors don't happen just randomly. They create a cascading effect that alters neurodevelopment and overwhelms the body's ability to adapt. There are three major environmental factors at play in the perfect storm. So first, fertility challenges and high-stress pregnancies. So when a baby is developing in a high-stress environment, so whether this is due to fertility treatments, maternal stress, or other complication, stress hormones flood their tiny developing nervous system. This exposure can leave their nervous system wired for stress from the very start, so making it more difficult for them to regulate emotions, digestion, and sensory processing later on. Now, second, we have birth interventions and physical trauma. The birth process is meant to be the first major activation of the nervous system. But when interventions like C-sections, inductions, forceps, and vacuum extractions come into play, they can cause significant physical stress, in particular in the delicate upper neck and brainstem area. This area is crucial for regulating the autonomic nervous system, and when it's affected, it can lead to imbalances in motor function, sensory processing, and just overall development. And then third, early exposure to environmental toxins and medications. From the moment a child enters the world, they are exposed to countless environmental factors. But one of the biggest concerns is the early and the excessive use of antibiotics. While sometimes necessary, antibiotics disrupt gut health, where 70% of the immune system resides, leading to imbalances that can trigger inflammation, immune dysfunction, and further stress on that developing nervous system. Other toxins and medications can add to that load, making it even harder and harder for the body to regulate and to heal naturally. So when these three factors collide, they create this perfect storm, a powerful combination of stressors that overwhelm a child's nervous system, making it difficult for them to function and to develop as they should. Now, this storm sets off a chain reaction of neurological dysfunctions, leading to a condition known as subluxation, which then triggers sympathetic dominance, dysautonomia, and nervous system dysregulation. One of the most significant consequences of early physical stress, especially during birth, is the development of subluxation. This isn't just about misalignment in the spine. Subluxation is a complex neurological dysfunction that disrupts the way the brain and the body communicate. While it most commonly occurs in the cervical spine or the neck region, it can also develop in other key areas of the neurospinal system, interfering with essential connections like the gut-brain axis and vagus nerve function. These disruptions can contribute to challenges within digestion, immune function, and overall regulation of the body's stress response. Perhaps the most crucial impact of subluxation is its effect on sensory processing and sensory motor function. So when the nervous system isn't able to properly interpret and respond to sensory input, it throws a child off track in critical areas like motor skills, developmental milestones, and brain growth. This is why so many children with neurodevelopmental challenges experience delays in movement, in coordination, and in speech. It's because their nervous system isn't receiving and processing the right signals to drive development forward. Now, once subluxation takes hold, the body shifts into a state of sustained stress. This is known as sympathetic dominance. So instead of operating in a balanced cycle of rest, digestion, and recovery, the nervous system stays stuck in this fight or flight mode. So this leads to gut dysfunction, chronic inflammation, and then immune system dysregulation. Over time, this pattern creates a condition known as dysautonomia. This is where the autonomic nervous system struggles to regulate critical functions like digestion, heart rate, and stress adaptation. Now, the gut-brain connection also plays a crucial role in a child's development, And at the center of this connection is the vagus nerve, the primary pathway that links the gut to the brain. While most people associate the vagus nerve with its role in digestion, its influence extends far beyond just rest and digest functions. We know that the vagus nerve is essential for socialization, behavioral and emotional regulation, speech and communication, cognition, and overall neurological function. So when the nervous system is dysfunctional or underactive, it can have widespread effects on a child's health and development. One of the biggest consequences is digestive dysfunction, which can alter the gut microbiome, disrupt motility, how food moves through the digestive tract, impair nutrient absorption, and create issues with elimination. This gut imbalance can lead to constipation, reflux, bloating, and even food sensitivities, all of which are incredibly common in children with autism. But the impact doesn't stop there. When the gut and the brain aren't properly communicating, it creates this vicious cycle of inflammation that can further disrupt neurological function. So inflammation in the gut can trigger inflammation in the brain, leading to more dysregulation, sensory challenges, and difficulty processing the world around them. And while the gut-brain connection is a major piece of the puzzle, autism is more than just a gut issue. The nervous system as a whole must be functioning optimally for true healing and regulation to occur. So this diagram, called the hierarchy of healing, is a guiding principle in our office. It explains why so many therapies, treatments, and interventions fall short when the foundation of health isn't addressed first. So at the base of the pyramid sits the autonomic nervous system. This is the foundation of your child's entire development. Every single function in the body is controlled by the nervous system. From the moment of conception, it's the first system to develop, setting the stage for everything else to follow. So when this system is out of balance, every other level of development is affected. Next comes the neuromotor system, where early milestones like latching, head control, rolling over, crawling, and speech start to take shape. Fine motor skills like holding a pencil, using utensils, and stacking blocks also develop here. When delays or struggles arise, most parents turn to physical therapy, occupational therapy, or speech therapy, all of which can be incredibly helpful, but only if the nervous system foundation is strong. Then we see the gut and immune system take off. As babies explore the world, they start putting everything in their mouths, eating solid foods, and engaging socially. We start to see patterns emerge. Issues like food aversions, chronic sickness, allergies, and eczema can all be a signal of deeper underlying dysfunction. This is where parents often try elimination diets, detoxes, supplements, or functional medicine approaches. Now, while these can help, they don't always bring lasting results if nervous system dysregulation is the root cause. At the top of the pyramid, we reach the highest level. This is brain-based skills like emotional regulation, executive functioning, memory, reading, learning, and reasoning. When challenges appear here, families often turn to tutoring or to counseling, behavioral therapy, and even medications to manage the symptoms. Now, while these interventions can offer support, they may not fully address the why behind these struggles. Now, let's be clear. All of these therapies that we've talked about and interventions can be very valuable, but here's the key. The order in which they happen determines how effective they are. For true healing, we must begin where the perfect storm started: nervous system dysfunction. We know you've tried everything to help your child with autism, but deep down, you may have felt like something foundational was missing. That's why we hope this video gave you exactly what you needed: hope. because hope is where healing begins. Our neurologically focused chiropractic care has been the missing link for so many families, but information alone isn't enough. Taking action is what leads to real healing. So the first step, schedule a consultation and insight scans at E320 Chiropractic. This in-depth evaluation helps determine if subluxation and nervous system dysregulation have been the missing pieces holding your child back from greater healing and progress. Unlike other approaches, we go beyond surface level symptoms to uncover the true root cause of your child's challenges. With so many and so much conflicting advice in Facebook groups and Google searches, we understand how overwhelming it can be to figure out the best path forward. That's why we're here to help cut through the confusion and then to create a personalized care plan that addresses the nervous system dysregulation head on while also guiding you through the many other options available. Let's take the guesswork out of your child's healing journey. Visit the link in our bio or comment below to learn how we can help your child thrive like never before.